Welcome to the Holly Hibbard Leadership Podcast, your go-to source for actionable insights, practical advice, and inspiring stories to help you lead with faith-filled purpose at work and at home. If you're looking to equip, empower, and encourage yourself to thrive in an ever-changing world, you're in the right place. I'm Holly Hibbard, and with over 20 years of experience as a science teacher, leadership coach, entrepreneur, and relationship mentor, I understand the challenges and growth opportunities that come with pursuing your passion. Whether you're chasing career goals, taking entrepreneurial leaps, or finally reaching for those long postponed ambitions, I'm here to help. So let's get comfortable having uncomfortable conversations and explore ways you can lead your family, lead your life, and find your calling with intention and faith. Welcome back to the show. I'm grateful for you being here and giving this a listen, and I promise today is going to be worth your while because we are going to explore your leadership vibe. If you think of the word leader or a person who is a leader, what is the image that comes to mind? Do you automatically envision your boss? Do you envision an influencer on social media or someone who is a millionaire or a billionaire? Maybe you envision someone who dresses in a certain way, corporate attire, suit and tie, something along that line. And depending on the imagery that you have of what a leader looks like or what qualifies them as a leader, you are either showing yourself in that imagery that, yeah, I totally fit in with this crowd. That is my vibe. Or not. You could look at those types of leaders and say, oh man, I'm nothing like that. I would never be caught dead in a suit or a suit and tie. And so it's important to know, first of all, that leadership, everyone has their own unique style of it. So just because other people will make it look a certain way, or they're qualified in a certain way, or maybe even not qualified, because just because you have followers doesn't mean you're qualified. It doesn't mean that you should use those parameters to disqualify yourself. So how do you figure out what kind of leader you are? I'll describe for myself my style of leadership and what's most important to me when I am working with a team, collaborating with people, even in my family, is I look for and ask the persons on the team about what their strengths are, but more importantly, what are they passionate about? What do they enjoy doing? Where do they light up? What skills do they offer? And my vibe as a leader is I'm all about the relationship. I want to bring my team or my family or my friend circle or whatever it is I'm leading closer to me. And more importantly, once we can have that closeness for the conversation, I want to know about them. Leadership in my vibe for myself is not about me telling them how they need to run things or do things. So I want to know, again, what do they feel they're really skilled at? What is their unique thing? What do they light up about? What are they passionate about? Because that is the vibe of leadership that I want to bring to the table. I want them to know that, hey, I care about you as a person. And also, I want to give them an opportunity to shine their greatest gift in that moment, instead of assuming that what I see is their greatest gift, or just because even if they're really good at something, maybe that's not what they're passionate about. They could be resentful every time somebody asks them to do the same thing over and over and over again, and they don't like doing it, but they just do it because they're good at it. Okay. So how do you figure out what kind of leader you are? People and their personality styles tend to go into two categories, and you may be both, but we tend to lean more toward one or the other. And that means you are either very results driven or you are very relationship driven. For myself, I know that I'm very relationship driven, and that is the start of where I notice the kind of vibe I bring as a leader. I'm getting to know the people. That comes very easily to me. And it's important that I, as a leader, also remember the results really matter. and I learn tools and strategies and techniques. And yes, I have to learn this from others because it's not my zone of genius. I have to find out great ways to have those metrics and to ensure that those results are happening. Now, if you're the opposite, if you are very results driven, but you feel like the people you lead, your friend circle, your family, your colleagues, whatever, if you feel relationship wise, they're a little bit far from you or far away or unreachable, it honestly could be because they know that you're very results driven. And the impression is that maybe they don't feel that you care as deeply about a connection with them. So for you, if you are very results driven and tend to forget about, oh yeah, we're not just here to work, we're here to connect as people and humans as well, it's important for you to learn tools and strategies and techniques and methods to develop your level of empathy, to know how to ask people the right questions, to show them that you genuinely care, that you do want to bring the best out of them. Now, are there certain personality qualities that make a person a good leader? I'm going to say no. I think every single individual is unique, and if there is, it's not so much a quality like the leader has to be very outspoken or they need to be incredibly personable or charismatic or they need to look a certain way, right? I don't know. Well, the personality qualities, I don't think it's a certain personality quality that makes a person a good leader. What I think at the root of it makes a person a good leader is they are self-aware. So going back to that first question, they themselves know if they are relationship driven or results driven and where they can improve on how they connect with people or how they ensure that results are accomplished. But that self-awareness piece is important. I do think also another personal quality that could make a good leader, again, it's not about how they act or think or things like that. I think they have that commitment to being a lifelong learner. That self-awareness piece, yes, noticing where they feel they can grow, but then a lifelong learning commitment and mindset, a growth mindset that they know they can improve. They may not know how, they may not know where to start. They might even be agitated that they need to improve in some area, but they're committed to it and they're going to find a way. So I don't think it takes a certain type of person, but it does take a level of commitment to be a good leader. And those are the ways that you develop your own leadership style with that self-awareness. So explore different leadership styles and find your fit. And what I mean by this is start to notice, if you think back on your life, who do you know personally that you felt was a great leader for you? For you. Just focus on that piece. Because if they were a great leader for you, it could be an indication that they are bringing something to the table that you know that you need to work on. Or they could have been a great fit for you as a leader because they aligned with your values and your principles. And that can help you get more self-aware and clear on what your values and your principles are as well. So start to think about who were your managers, who were bosses, supervisors, presidents of the company, who were the principals or the assistant principals at the school that you were at. When it comes to your family life, who in your world do you look up to? Is it a parent? Is it an aunt or an uncle or a grandparent? Do you look at the matriarchs or the patriarchs of the family and think, wow, they were so great at leading the family, and this is why they were a great leader for me and the family, and start to reflect on that. And then once you've reflected on whether you're more results-oriented or relationship-oriented, and you have these examples in your memory, commit to being open-minded and learning how to enhance your skills in that way. But if you want to make yourself a better leader, you ultimately must put the things into practice. So this isn't about focusing on 20 different areas of potential growth for yourself and doing all 20 at once. But for a season, focus on one area. So for example, if for you, it could be showing empathy, then take 90 days of your life and connect with the most empathetic friends, family, people, bosses, former bosses, other teachers, other nurses, other doctors, other people who run businesses. Connect with the most empathetic people that you know and get curious about how they became that way. Some people might say, oh, I read this book or I saw this movie. Some people might say, hey, I went through this massive trauma and that's how I got like this, but I can show you an easier way. But that openness and that willingness to keep learning is really important. And as you put it into practice, you'll start to create your own unique approach, your own unique style of your leadership vibe. And that's going to support you in becoming more confident as you go. And yes, more competent in your results as well. And so embrace your authenticity. Embrace the genuineness of who you are. Find the people that can help you bring that out of you so that you can be the kind of leader that feels the best for you, that lights you up, that highlights your passion, that puts you in a zone of genius. And start to mold that imagery that you have of what a leader is to that. And remind yourself that you have what it takes. Even if you don't know all the skills yet, you have what it takes to learn it. Become resourceful. Be committed to it. Stay committed to it. And you're going to do great. I hope this was supportive for you. I would love to hear from you. Are you a leadership style that's more result-oriented or more relationship-oriented? And what you going to do about it, if anything. And until next time, I will talk to you next time. Thanks for listening. I'm high-fiving you right now because I'm so proud of you for putting your personal growth first. Remember, I believe in you, and with faith-filled intention and committed actions, you can lead your life, purpose, and family to wherever you dream possible. If you enjoyed this episode, it would mean so much to me if you'd take 30 seconds to help others discover the show. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcast, share the show with your friends and family, or screenshot this episode to your Instagram stories and tag me at the Holly Hibbard. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. I'm always here cheering you on, and until next time, stay curious, remain encouraged, and keep empowering yourself. You're doing better than you think, I promise.